Hello, Michal here and welcome to my channel. So today we will be talking just about another casual and personal experience that I had about 2 days ago. And this is another contact experience, again through my dream work. And I just promised some time ago that I will share more and more. People were excited, say more, yes, because they could relate to some of that as well. And they are so happy every time when they hear that they are not alone and that, oh, this happened to me too, I saw this craft too. And so it's just fun for us to connect. And so I share, and yes, it was a very, very vivid dream for me. So I will just describe approximately what happened. It looked like an airport, but there was like a big hangar, and we were stargazing, and suddenly I saw a shooting star, and I just told my friend, hey, look, there is a shooting star. And then she looked there, and the next thing we saw was kind of two lights going in a zigzag pattern, like that, and in parallel basically to one another. So we knew that it's not a shooting star because it's two lights, and second, it is moving kind of zigzag, which is also not typical for shooting stars. So we got excited because we knew that, oh, look, there are crafts around, and aliens are coming. And then we started seeing more and more of the lights, and again kind of moving in all kinds of patterns as well. And eventually they started coming closer and closer and closer, until we started seeing real shapes of the ships. And let me share with you some illustrations that I did in my diary. Here is, for example, some of the ships that I could see. Of course, I skipped all the details, but I could see them very clearly. That this is just like, of course, the typical UFO from the side, from above, like a circle. And the other one was way more interesting. It was more like this C-shaped with the cabin in the middle. And that was a very interesting craft that I don't usually see. And basically the two of the ships came to us into the hangar where we were and landed behind us. And then when the roof opened, there were like 5 beings which are completely new to me, because they looked something like this. They had kind of this orange brown spacesuit with a kind of glass helmet. The head was super tiny compared to the other parts of the body, like proportionally it was a very small head, but their skin was red. And I've never seen the extraterrestrial race like this. All I knew was that they were benevolent, they were nice, and I've never heard of them even before, but I could see them very, very clearly. And then the friend, her inner child, sort of took over, and just like a cat, when you have a cat and it finds some new creature, like a mouse or something, then it just goes and kind of pokes it, and just explores it really, what it's gonna do when I do this and when I do that. So she had this idea to take off its helmet immediately as it landed, right? And I knew that it is not a good idea, but probably they have a helmet for a reason, just like we cannot breathe possibly other planets' atmosphere safely. So I was like, no, and then the being also kind of caught her hand and didn't allow her to take the helmet off. But that was it. And then I turned around, and there were like small children running around. I knew it was like the extraterrestrial, probably hybrid children, and they would have these very interesting models made of what looked like paper straps. And these models represented usually like galaxies, and they were kind of floating above them, almost like if you have kites. So in a similar way, but they didn't have the string there, it was just kind of floating above them. And it was very interesting. So I spoke to one of the girls, and we had conversation what this is, and let me show you what it actually looked like. So if you can see, this was one of the models that one of the girls had, and she said that this is a Milky Way. Actually, she said a different name, and I really, really like that name, but she said that, but you know it as a Milky Way. And I said, yeah, that's the galaxy where I live. And she said, yes, it is a galaxy, but we don't see them that way. And I was curious, so how do you see them? And she explained to me that they have much different relationship with them. They see the galaxies as a huge living organism, a huge living thing, and they had almost pet-like relationship with those galaxies, you know? So it was interesting because then you could see the models of those galaxies in a way how the children were seeing them. So in this case, it was almost like an octopus or jellyfish kind of thing. It is a similar way as when you have your own human child, then they would like to draw pictures of their cat or something like that, but they were taking the art to the slightly different level, like 3D models, even though from paper, but hovering above their heads as well. So it was very, very interesting. We cannot really comprehend the size of the galaxy, at least not with our mind, but the children can perceive them as almost like, not animals, but yeah, you know, living thing, and communicate with them and so on. So they clearly have this bigger picture and clearer picture of what everything is involved. Well, and when I saw the paper model of the galaxy that the girl had above her, it actually made me think, how accurate is our perception and belief and our models of the galaxies and how we see them? Because, you know, what we see usually is something like this, right? We see a spiral or the circles, and we need to realize that everything is spinning. So for example, our solar system is spinning within the galaxy is spinning within its clusters of galaxies, and so on. So the real picture looks far more like this. And if you look at it, then this is actually very, very close to what the girl actually had, right? It's more like this kind of jellyfish. Can you get the idea that they have this better understanding of what the real movement and shape is? So I found that that was really, really cool. And as always, this dream again was very, very noticeably different than the other dreams. The energies were different. I could remember much more. I could see very clearly even the details of the crafts. I just didn't sketch them in the picture. The children, unfortunately, I forgot the details. For example, like the name of the pet that he gave to our galaxy. But yes, even those details were there. So again, just for an inspiration, if you have any experiences like that, feel free to let me know. You can write your messages down to the comments. And yes, I'm curious, what do you experience as well? I'm also preparing a special treat for you. We are working with Veronica on a new musical project, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that, and I see you next time. Okay, bye bye and take care.